in Oklahoma tradition has come to a dramatic and wild end. The last
report indicating the annual Bedlam football series between OU and OSU is unfortunately, you hate to hear this, coming to an end.
This does not sound good. Action Network reporting that
Oklahoma is leaving the Big 12 for the SEC in 2020.
There's a ton of beef between these two fan bases, making it one of the best rivalries in the country.
The final Bedlam showdown is in the history books.
So here we are once more, on the heart of the prairie, where 1,000 pulses beat like one, and where passion and rivalry meet again on this frozen plain, in this cathedral on the red dirt. Conferences don't matter here. Histories and futures too, toss them aside. Crimson and cream clashes with black and orange in a fight for state supremacy. Today, we don't reignite a flame. We pour gasoline on it. This is Bedlam.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to a final game this year on OU Hockey TV. It's a celebration of the season here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Bedlam on ice in 2024. The Sooners and the Cowboys. Greatest rivalry in the state of Oklahoma, and we couldn't be more happy to bring it to you here live today. Alongside Amy Acevedo, I'm Caleb Shaw, Britton Ross, and Lauren Simpkins also here with us. And a shout out to all our friends, Ben Dackiw, Christian Markey, Noah Jones, and Parker Vint, who have helped us out all season long. This is a special, special event today.
Exactly. It's really exciting to be able to be here and see Bedlam continue. Obviously, with OU's transition into the SEC, we're kind of losing that in a lot of these sports, but with OU hockey, we still get the chance to experience that and, hopefully see Oklahoma win one more time in Bedlam.
And it was disappointing to see them come so close this year to the national tournament, to the first team left out, having their place vultured away by a team left out of the rankings who won their conference in the ACHA. That's how things go in this league, though. You got to win the conference. It means so much, especially for those teams on the bubble. But tonight, a chance to redeem themselves. We saw practice all week long. This team is geared up and ready to go.
Exactly. They're really excited for this matchup. And, of course, they suffered some harsh losses against UCO last weekend. So they really want to prove to themselves that they are a better team. And they've shown that throughout this season, already having 16 wins versus last season's 8. They've doubled that total, but they want to continue to prove themselves and hopefully use this as a way to propel themselves to potentially making the national tournament next season.
Oklahoma State's team, we talked at length about it last year. They came back into existence after a long time off the ice. About 2 years ago, Sooners finally met with them last November. 14 months ago, they split that series, the Sooners going 1-0-1 and losing in this building in overtime.
Exactly, yeah, this OSU Hockey Club is extremely impressive, and of course the students have been able to work this up from like a grassroots organization of just trying to, get it off the ground to being incredibly successful. They have a lot of support across their social platforms, and now they can just get to the real work and play good hockey. And we're looking forward to this. Is going to be a great matchup between two very talented teams.
It is. I mean, the Sooners, like we said, just knocking on the door. They took down some top opponents this year. Number 14 in the country, Utah. We'll see more about that with the second part of our spring special of Hockey Time in Oklahoma coming up really soon. Trey Atanasio getting one of his 2 huge wins late in the season in that game. Brendan Culbertson-Bond breaking the record for most minutes on ice for an Oklahoma goaltender. Just so many positives this year, and what was a building year, a growing year for this team, and now they get to celebrate it on ice against their in-state arch rivals.
Exactly, and there was so much young talent coming into this team that at the beginning of the season it almost seemed a little uncertain what OU's destiny would be, but luckily a lot of this young freshman talent has stepped up to the plate and proved to be very beneficial to OU's core team. And a lot of the seniors and juniors and other upperclassmen have also really stepped up in those leadership positions to guide those players and help them become a part of a very complete team.
Yeah, complete is really the word for it this year. You saw a team making tape-to-tape passes they wouldn't make last year. There was an energy in the locker room we didn't see last year, an energy on the ice we didn't feel last year. And, it came to it. You have a freshman scoring a point per game in Ben Mondu. Nate Payne is back to being near a point per game pace. And if he played the full season, Aaron Best would have also been right there with them. and maybe even more impressive coming in late to do that.
Exactly, and we also see that confidence reflected in the coaching staff. Whenever we talk to them, ask them about, were you expecting this from this team? They always say, you know, we know the talent that we have, we're very impressed by it, and we know that our team can do things that a lot of our opponents wouldn't expect them to be able to do.
So we have some of our friends here in the booth with us this evening, Britton Ross and Lauren Simpkins. We're going to go live to them and learn a little bit more about what this matchup means to both teams here tonight.
Obviously 8 wins last year, going into 16 this year. Coach Arvanitis really wanted to hammer home the culture of his team this year, and it really paid off dividends with the results that we saw this year. Obviously they missed nationals just barely, but how important is finishing strong this year?
I think finishing strong is so important today. You don't want to end the season on a low note, even with the results that we know that are happening. You still want to finish on a high note and beat the Cowboys, obviously, because the last bet.
Thanks.
Thank you. Back to you, Caleb.
So it's really just, you know, a celebration today. We see the officials now making their way onto the ice. Just a few more minutes for us here in the booth before we get going. 5:35 on the pregame clock. And, you know, for Oklahoma State, this is a team that has really gotten on the ball with the social media game. They've been on it with all of their internet presence, with their presence on campus, and Captain Jacob Thompson has taken this team from a grassroots effort to one of the largest rosters in Division II college hockey right now. This is a squad that's not to be tampered with, especially when the Sooners learned last year losing in overtime.
Exactly, and you can see that here, a lot of orange jerseys, t-shirts, what have you, in the audience right now. And of course, although Oklahoma and OSU are rivals, it's great to see, you know, another great hockey club in Oklahoma, and these two put Oklahoma hockey on the map.
So we're going to take a quick break here on OU Hockey TV. We're going to get our bearings set for puck drop and be right back.
Vickers puts a man down at center ice. Big hit from 24. Shot saved by Redmond. Rebound. He got that one too. Evan coming out the wing. Secret scores! Big shot saved by Culbertson. Front shot saved by Redmond. He'll hang on.
Welcome back OU Hockey TV is proud to present Bedlam on Ice. Let's take a look at the starters for Oklahoma tonight. Trey Atanasio back in net with an opportunity for redemption, and here he comes, leading his boys onto the ice. Aaron Best, Declan Martin, Brendan Sinclair, Connor Horn, and Hunter Howell, the expected members up front for Oklahoma today. And as Boomer Sooner plays throughout the arena, Oklahoma comes out onto the ice.
Yeah, it's exciting to see this lineup and exciting to see Atanasio get the nod in net for this massive Bedlam series. He's shown great potential and had a lot of incredible games as I believe BCB comes out with the cowboy hat on ice, but it's incredible to see the younger netminder get a chance to prove himself in such a big, important series.
It really is, and this is something that it's going to matter for a year. Whoever wins this game is going to go home until September knowing that they were the ones who took this rivalry in Tulsa.
Exactly, yeah, bragging rights are definitely on the line tonight. Oklahoma's going to want to get some revenge on what happened last year and look to take the Bedlam title back to Norman.
So 1:11 until we are scheduled to get started here. The bowl filling up below us. It was a slow burn last year as players came onto the ice, as fans came into the building throughout the first period. Tulsa Oilers will play after this game tonight. Everyone with a ticket will be in there for free, and we'll step aside as the opening ceremonies conclude here tonight.
Standing to remove cover for the singing of the national anthem performed today by Cat Nash.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the balls bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, OU Hockey TV. Bedlam on ice as the lights come on inside the BOK Center. One of the best rivalries in college sports returns, and this time for its third chapter on ice. These teams split their first two matchups last year. If you're just joining us, welcome everybody. This is one we've been waiting for all season long. 20 minutes on the clock, and as both teams finish up at the benches, Senator Todd Giller will do the ceremonial puck drop with Declan Martin taking it for the Sooners. One of four associate captains on this team this year.
Exactly. It's really exciting to see the publicity and recognition this event is getting. Having a state senator here, being in Tulsa at the BOK Center, the Tulsa Oilers being kind enough to host both of these teams is incredible and will really help hockey grow in Oklahoma.
Certainly will, and we cannot wait to get going here. Neither can the Sooners, it looks like, as they circle around on the ice. One edit to the lineup that came out earlier. Sooners are going to start this game off with four forwards at center ice. That's going to be Matthew Demanchuk, the extra one, alongside the three earlier, and the lone defenseman at center ice, Blake Swearingen, on the left side. Trey Atanasio in net. Cowboys getting set as well, and we are just about ready to go for Bedlam on Ice in 2024. Let me hear you, Tulsa, as we're ready for puck drop. Officials at center ice. Sinclair to the dot. And we are underway for Bedlam on Ice in 2024. Sooners won the draw and they pushed it all the way back into OSU territory right off the hop, where it's going to be fought for along the boards. Declan Martin gets involved in the play early, and the Cowboys are going to push this one back out to center ice, right past the BOK center logo. Weak shot in on Trey Atanasio. He'll stop it early and freeze play there. 19:40 to go in the first period, and we get our first stoppage.
A very calm, relaxed energy from the team right now. You know, it doesn't seem like they're jumping out of the gate too quickly, but we do hope to see that. Of course, Coach always emphasizes coming out of the gates hot, attacking early, trying to get those goals on the board, and establish an advantage.
So puck is dropped, and the Cowboys win it back, thrown out in front of the net. Nobody home for a backdoor feed in front of Culbertson Bond. Tristan Davidson fanned on a pass, and Mondu is there trying to assist. Play slowly developing here as the cowbells in the arena ringing loudly. Here's a long shot that was blocked away by Trey Atanasio. First shot on goal of the game for the Cowboys that came from in the offensive zone, rather. And now another from the point is blocked away, and Atanasio starts out 3 for 3. Ben Mondu will bring it back out to center ice. Here's Carson Bassett. He'll circle and look for a friend. Dumps it all the way in, where it is corralled and held onto by Max Lewis.
Exactly, some early defensive action there from the Sooners. Atanasio, of course, some light chances, but looking pretty good so far. Now the Sooners are going to want to flip the script on what they did last week versus UCO and get some much-needed offensive zone time to try and establish an early lead.
So back in the zone, and a quick shot is deflected away by Lewis. It's back out along the far board, and Will Blake tries to backhand it deep into the zone. Here's Martin. Plays it back for Swearinger, and he wraps it all the way in. Played for Barone. He'll try to put it in deep. Nobody was home in the slot. Payne, Martin, and Blake, the forwards, out on the ice right now as the Sooners still shuffling up the lines a little bit. For Martin will leave the defensive zone, rather, and take a big hit at center ice. Threw it right back at his opponent. That was Gibson Duhay for Oklahoma State. Now Swearingen will play it this way for low, right below us. It's the Sooners attacking right to left. It's played in deep towards the offensive zone now for Oklahoma State. Christian Glass is the first one there for Oklahoma, and he will wrap around Atanasio. Lost control for a moment. No danger here, and he'll play it back and out to center ice. Cavalcanti now on his horse, going 1-on-3. He'll walk in, shoot one that was deflected. Glass is there for the rebound, and he'll wrap behind the goal. Sooners now applying pressure as Glass 1-on-1 in the corner against Clevenger. That's Jaden Caldwell who takes the spill, and the Sooners will retain possession. Here's Howe, fakes a shot, goes across for Horn. Connor Horn in deep for Andrew Lowe, couldn't handle the puck, and now he'll put it back out towards the point for Horn. He comes in from his defensive spot, put a weak shot on that was deflected, and the Cowboys survive this rush. They'll push it back out to center ice with 17:38 to go in the period. OU once again into positive territory. Here's Sadler. His shot. Scores! Oklahoma on top early. It's Connor Horn who starts the scoring.
A great way to start this series by Oklahoma, especially following last weekend's efforts against UCO. A beautiful pass from Logan Sadler to Connor Horn to start off the scoring, make it 1-0 OU early. This is exactly what they need to build this momentum to hope to move on and continue to dominate in this game.
Foot to the floor was the mantra all week at practice. And we'll see if it continues here as the Sooners open the scoring just 2 minutes and 35 seconds in. Last year in this building, it took about all of period one for the tie to be broken. In the corner now, Swearingen chases Mondu, keeps it in the zone. He'll look for a friend, he finds one. As Barone shoots one tipped in front, and it went wide. Here's Mondu, he'll try to play it out in front, couldn't do it. As Hollander in on the play with Barone, it's scooped out, and Duncan Hollander will chase it in deep in the zone. He'll play on his backhand and look back towards the point. Deposits it in deep. Here's Brendan Davison back on the ice. He'll play it out for Swearingen. Swearingen open, now deep into the corner for Mondu. Mondu turning on his backhand, looking for a lane, can't find one. Now in the slot for Davidson, it was in his skates, and the Sooner forward couldn't get a shot away. In deep for Kerr now as he'll get it across to his partner, spinning, chipped out in front, and Max Lewis had to be ready as Mondu still applying pressure on this top scoring line for Coach Arvanitis. Play is chipped in past to Manchuk as Hunter Howe will wind it around for Demanchuk, the aforementioned, and he'll play it to his forehand now. He's double teamed by a couple of Cowboys, and it's played back into OU territory. Here's Howe intercepting, and will spin and buy some time. All the way across now. Horn, the goal scorer, finds Sinclair, and he'll enter the zone onside. Wraps it all the way around. Carson Glass is chasing. He'll play it to his backhand now, squeezed to the wall, and OU can't keep it in the zone. Hunter Howe was along the sideboards, and it squeezes past his skate. Here's Horn behind his own net. Oklahoma State applying some pressure here on the forecheck, and they'll keep it onside with Budnick. Budnick into the slot here. This is attainable for Thompson, whose backhand chance is kicked away with a purpose by Atanasio. Duhey at the point, tipped in front, and goes wide. Still loose here is Oklahoma State, trying to play it back behind the net where Oklahoma has been exposed a few times this year. Connor Horn for Sinclair as they try to exit the zone, still can't do it, and Duhey's shot goes well wide. Demanchuk squeezed to the boards, and the Sooners will finally break out. And it was Adam Goldstein playing it out to center ice, had it whipped back in, and the Sooners will chase this one down. Icing is the call. It's a late one, and Oklahoma State will send their players back out on the ice.
Exactly. Even though OU took the early lead, the pace of this game has still remained relatively calm. Seen a little bit of early pushing and shoving, but nothing too intense now. I think both teams, despite being down a little bit, OSU is still very confident in their ability to catch up, and that's something that this OU squad needs to make sure they stay on top of, because OSU is not going to let this one go away easily.
So another shot off the draw. This one's handled by Max Lewis. Declan Martin from the point. His shot was blocked by Thompson. Captain and president of this Cowboy team, Nate Payne, soccer style to himself in the corner. He'll wrap it around now where Lewis watches it go behind. Hit behind the play. No call from the officials. It's Oklahoma State will chip it in deep. You're looking at it live now as Oklahoma will chase it in deep into their zone. All the way across Nate Payne. He'll play it ahead. He's looking for William Blake. Blake is there, and he'll chip it in. Bookended his year with a couple of explosive performances, a couple of hat tricks early in the year, and then a stupendous goal against Utah late in the season. Spent some time in the lower parts of the forward chart, but has always been making an impact as Horn fights off a check and will work his way back out of the defensive zone. He finds Blake, and Will Blake will start his engine out to center. He enters the zone onside, tried to deke around, and Josh Lambo plays it back out to center. Blake again in deep into Oklahoma State territory. Tristan Davidson takes a big hit in deep. Tried to play the puck, and paid the price for it. And it comes in deep now for Hunter Howe. Now for Mondu, and he'll start from left to right, crossing center ice, and he walks in with a chance. He'll try to deke around, left it for Aaron Best. It was too deep for him, and he'll look up for Mondu now behind the paint. Mondu around the blue paint of Max Lewis, plays to his backhand in for Best. Beck's shot was too high. I think it got a piece of the net. So out now, Barone will work it in. It is now Jason Thomas in net for Oklahoma State, as we see. And Barone will play it across. Here's Oklahoma trying to gain the zone once again. Tristan Davidson able to forward it as Best and Mondu attack in. Best trying to get it back to the point. Here's Barone jumping in for the play. And now a 2-on-2 rush out to center and a potential break for Oklahoma State. Walking in, Coulter Clevenger, one of the leaders in scoring for the Cowboys, will slowly play it back out. Here's a chance from the slot. He'll spin and shoot one that Atanasio pushes aside. Sooners still on the hunt here. 12:48 to go as a shot goes just wide from Tristan Glass. And they'll rebound on the attack. Behind the net it goes, and it comes back out in front. Covered up quickly by Jason Thomas, and Oklahoma State gets a much-needed whistle with 12:35 left.
A great save there by Thomas in net for the Cowboys. That could have been a very difficult situation with the Sooners there. Very dangerous, as a bunch of them were swarming around the net, trying to catch him off guard, but he made the smart decision instead of trying to block it out to one of his players to just gently cover it and keep the Cowboys safe.
So Glass to the dot against Thompson. Leadership on leadership as 12 and 14 face off. Thompson will win it back on his forehand and power it into the corner. Glass is there to intercept, and he'll be pinned to the boards now. It's chipped way into the air, and now all the way down the ice it'll go. This will be icing again, as catching up to the puck immediately was, Carson Bassett.
Don't forget to stay for the Tulsa Oilers versus Idaho Steelheads game tonight, just concluding.
The Sooners setting up once again in their own offensive zone, hoping to pile on to that lead. That is something they struggled to do in the last series against UCO, and they're hoping to do now against a fierce opponent in Oklahoma State.
So right off the draw, Oklahoma State ices it again, and we will re-rack them and try again here at BOK Center today. 12:16 to go. Sooners opened the scoring about 2.5 minutes in. It was Connor Horn firing it in from the high slot.
When we talk about Connor Horn scoring that goal, another impact from the freshman on this team. We've seen it in Mondu, we've seen it in Best, we've seen it in Carson Glass, all across the board, and that's just another example of the freshman on this team making an impact.
So off the draw, Thompson with a potential 3-on-2 drives in and chips it past Connor Horn. Here's Howe. He'll work it around for Andrew Lowe, who forks it ahead for Connor Horn. Sooners back in their own zone will hang back and let Oklahoma State reset now. It's played out to center, and Andrew Lowe couldn't work his way through two defenders, and now dumped back into center as Tristan Glass lays a hit behind the play. Sean Armstrong that he got into, as now Andrew Lowe will break out to center here. Potential 3-on-2 breaking out for the Sooners if they hurry, but it's dropped off at center ice, and Oklahoma has to tag up. All the way around now for Carson Glass. He takes a couple of hits to make the play. Sinclair gets it into the slot. Now Glass, he'll walk in, shoot one deflected. And Lambo will take control. He'll bang it off the boards and wrap it around. For Demanchuk to pick up, 11:13 to go. He'll play it this way for Barone. Demanchuk again knocking on the door. He'll play it into the offensive zone and chase it into the corner around Caldwell. Takes a hit to make the play, and now puck loose behind the net. Laid back out to the sideboards. Goldstein able to hold it onside. As Sinclair, he'll serve a chip one. Tipped in front. Score! Rebound is there! And Demanchuk has doubled the lead for Oklahoma.
Just as I talked about before with the Connor Horn goal, Demanchuk, another incredibly talented young freshman on this team, making an incredible play. It almost looked like the puck at one point was going to be cleared by OSU, but Oklahoma was able to keep it in their zone and get a great shot off of a rebound. And that's what Oklahoma needs to work on and has improved on so much throughout the season, staying tight in the area by the net, getting those rebounds, and helping to improve. An incredible goal by Demanchuk to put the Sooners up 2-0, almost halfway through the first period.
A great reaction from the lively lower bowl here at Arctic Edge as the Boomer Sooner chant starts again below us. 10:41 to go. And Oklahoma State will break back out to center, down by 2 early on. Morales now will try to play it in past Jake Barone. It's worked all the way back out to center ice, where Zachary Jones will play it cross ice. And to center ice now, Barone, he'll look head up, try to put it out to center for Glass. Kerr is there as Glass forces it in the zone. Sooners are offside and will tag up as Barone played it in, caught somebody up high, and now the pushing and shoving starts at the blue line. Jones this way, halfway through period number 1. Sooners up 2-0 now behind Demanchuk's recent goal, and Swearingen dumps this one in, scores! Swearingen from center ice, how about that, Oklahoma?
Well, I have really talked up the freshman. Let's talk about senior and assistant captain Blake Swearingen. An incredible goal. Very much caught off guard. The Oklahoma State defense kind of spread around there trying to readjust themselves. Quickly makes this game 3-0 OU. And the reaction from the Oklahoma fans, the Sooner fans in the building, excited to see their team on top. Not so much the OSU fans, understandably, but incredible work from the senior.
So off the draw, here's Blake with a shot that goes wide. And 19:46 to go. Looks like that goal may be disallowed. If so, we'll let you know. Scoreboard still says 2 here in the arena as the Sooners work their way in, and it will be no goal. Sooners are ruled offside. Somebody was in the play as the puck crossed the line.
Unfortunate. That explains the little bit of defensive miscues from OSU. A little shocking to see them not quite set up yet when Swearingen scored that goal that would be disallowed. So it does remain 2-0 Oklahoma.
So an unclear call at first. Didn't see the officials mark the offside, but as it stands, Sooners will remain up 2-0 here. Hunter Howe walks in. He'll drop it for Best. Best takes a big hit from behind as he lets a shot go. Back to his feet now, and the Sooners will work it in deep. It's played off the stick of Tristan Davidson. He'll work it all the way up top for Hunter Howe. Howe will wind and shoot one deflected. That one had some heat on it and plays into the corner. 2-on-2 fight for possession. Hunter Howe wins it for the moment. He'll play it in deep where it's wrapped up by Best. Best shooting a high one that Davidson tried to tip down. It goes high of everything. And Davidson again tries to play it into the slot. Nobody home. Barone keeps it onside. Barone again has it played over his stick. Goldstein is there. A tipped puck is ruled no icing here. The Sooners will tag up, and Goldstein will watch a line change for the Cowboys. Barone this way for Best. It's played by Jones. He'll backhand it into Oklahoma territory over everybody. And Goldstein surveys, plays it for Mondu just past him. And all the way into Oklahoma State territory, wrapping around with it Zachary Jones along the sideboards. Back up top, Barone now. He'll wind it back into Oklahoma State territory where it's played behind the net. 7:48 to go now in period number one. Lowe forced a turnover, got a shot away. Rebound is there. Goldstein, and it went through the blue paint, got tipped in front. And Lowe winds it in deep once again. Cavalcanti is there along with Glass. And Oklahoma State will play this one all the way back out to center. It skitters toward Adanazio. And Oklahoma gets the icing call they wanted.
A little bit disappointing. That explains the boos we heard earlier immediately following that Swearingen goal. Thought it might have been from the OSU fans, but it was more likely to be from the Oklahoma fans as that goal was disallowed. But Oklahoma is continuing to apply the pressure right now on this OSU team, trying to continue to rack up that score.
So 7:27 to go as Oklahoma State breaks back out into center ice. They'll play a shot in off of Adanazio. Shot on goal total right now 10-2 in favor of the Sooners. And Cavalcanti will lay it back out to center, protects the puck on his backhand, gains the zone to Glass, who takes a hit up high and loses possession. Clevenger driving in. He's got this puck to his tape and couldn't get a spinning shot away. Past Blake Swearingen. Low in there to clean up the loose change. Goes down behind the play and a rebound out in front. A great save by Adanazio, his best tonight so far. Another shot goes high of everything. Adanazio reached for it, never found it. Clevenger will wrap it back in. Corrales in behind the net once again for Kuhn. And now Clevenger will force it out, and looks like Adanazio will melt that one down for a whistle.
And a great save there, like you mentioned, by Adanazio. But I also want to point out Carson Bassett being right there on the right side of the net. When Adanazio hit it out with his stick, Carson Bassett was there to help propel it further back, prevent any further chances of scoring for the Cowboys, help them stay in it, and keep OSU off the board.
Play back underway as Horn will wind it around. Here's Sinclair waiting for the puck. He'll, with a head up, find Carson Glass, who breaks out to center and gains the offensive zone. Carson Glass with a long shot, trying to find a corner far side. He missed by less than a foot. And now he'll chase back out to center, still applying pressure. No danger of icing here for the Cowboys. They get a partial line change, and we'll try to continue applying some pressure on the forecheck. Oklahoma back out to center here. It's Carson Glass on his forehand. He'll wind it around to Manchuk. Takes a big hit behind the play. Stays on his feet as Glass still trying to win possession back. Sinclair on his forehand finds Carson Glass. Now back to Sinclair. He scored 3 times in this series last year across both games. And he'll spin at the blue line. He'll wind, shoot one blocked in front. And it comes back out to center ice. Now 5:40 left in period number one as it's played for Lambo. Couldn't handle the pass. Blake with a shot snared in front. 5:31 to go, and Oklahoma will reset.
A great glove there by Thomas in goal for OSU. Able to remain calm and cool despite being down 2-0. He knows he has a strong defense in front of them that will really help him stay in it. And now he's just looking for his team to score a few goals to get them matched up.
So play back underway now. Under 5.5 to go in period number one. Sooners still lead at 2-0 as Blake will drive in. Tried to wind it to his forehand. Couldn't get there. And now Declan Martin forces a play out in front. Play at the blue line. Martin goes down. He took a big hit from Josiah Menger. Let's play along the blue line. Finally breaks free. Martin winds it in deep behind everybody. Payne chases in. Now Declan Martin will wrap it all the way back behind Thomas once again. Thomas will watch this one wind around Goldstein in from his point at the blue line. Will wrap it in for Duncan Hollander. Hollander, tight turn, keeps it on his forehand, and now double teamed by a couple of Cowboys. They'll put it back out to the point for Goldstein. His shot deflected into the netting.
And a nice souvenir there for one of the fans sitting directly behind the Cowboys netminder. Oklahoma continuing to apply the pressure, and this is exactly what they hope to see after the tough losses that they faced last week against UCO, but they're coming out of this fresh, open-minded, and excited about the potential they have against this Oklahoma State lineup and hoping to set a precedent for how to start off next season.
So we'll try to face off again as somebody jumped in early. We'll re-rack them one more time. And now, so we're about set to go here. Glass in the dot, opposite of Corrales. And Glass wins it back for Swearingen. Swearingen winds, shoots a tip shot in front that went just wide. Glass got a piece of that one. Out for Bassett now. Hollander will wind it in, deflected, and played back behind Trey Atanasio. 4 shots in the game for Oklahoma State, looking for a 5th now as they get some pressure in behind the Sooner netminder. In front for Clevenger, he makes a nice move around Glass, pays the price for it, and Davison will take control of the puck. Brendan Davidson will play to his left side for Hollander. Sooners starting back up ice now. Hollander chips it in all the way around Thomas. Davison blew a tire on the play, so Sooners will get a line change, and Oklahoma State tags up. Bassett will watch as Corrales takes a hit, nearly knocked into the OU bench. And Bassett will take control, played all the way across. Hunter Howe starts his engine and plays into the offensive zone. Mondu tried a one-touch pass, was deflected by Oklahoma State Cowboy, and played across now for Connor Horn. Horn head up, had it stolen by Budnick. Budnick walks in, potential 2-on-1 here. They'll wind, shoot one and score! Oklahoma State is within 1.
And the energy here from the OSU fan base is incredible. A great goal by Budnick. A strong 2-on-1 for OSU to finally get them to break through to score with 3:27 remaining in this first period. A good effort by Atanasio so far, only allowing 1 of 11 shots to go past him. But the Sooners now are going to need to continue to apply that pressure and build this lead because it's already 2-1. Goal differential split in half. And if they want to stay on top against an incredible team like OSU, they need to continue to pad that lead.
No game matters more to these Cowboys than this one. It's been circled on their calendar since it was scheduled over a year ago. And 3:16 to go now. We will reset things 2-1. Sooners opened it up in the first half of this period with a quick pair of goals. Had a third one disallowed after further review from the officials. And as we set to put the first period to bed, Oklahoma State has clawed back within 1.
And I was going to mention earlier how strong OU's defense had looked thus far. Of course, just a little error there allowing the 2-on-1 breakaway, which led to OSU's first goal of the game.
It was a nice shot from the high slot that beat Atanasio as Declan Martin's backhand chance goes wide of the net. Nate Payne is there. He'll play it in deep. This shot is wrapped in front. Budnick will play it back out to center. Jacob Thompson is there. He'll play it off of Jake Barone. Takes a hit from 2 Sooners. And Oklahoma will break it back out to center ice. Behind the net, and Will Blake tried to stuff it home. Took a hit after the play. Don't know if Cole Ansel was too happy about that move.
Yeah, a little pushing and shoving by Ansel and Demanchuk. But another fellow Cowboy came in to break things up. I don't think any team is eager to have any penalties so far, especially with such a tight game right now. They want to keep things clean for as long as possible.
Certainly do, as Howe plays it in deep for Oklahoma. He took a hit, or rather Demanchuk took a hit on the play. It's out to the blue line now, and worked into center ice. Lambo from center ice tried to play it in deep. Here's Hunter Howe spinning away, and he'll play it on his backhand for Demanchuk once again. Carson Glass in deep, tries to work his way around Thomas. He's got a couple of Cowboys on him, plays it out in front, and Demanchuk couldn't get a shot away. Glass again works it to his forehand, played it off the back of the net, lost a tire behind it. And now Sinclair takes possession. He'll work it on his forehand, tried to lift the stick of his opponent, Zachary Jones. Jones keeps possession and will work near side, plays it all the way across. And Oklahoma State looks up ice. Unattainable pass is deflected away and taken by Oklahoma. Connor Horn plays it across for Howe. Top pairing for Oklahoma. A lot of ice time so far this first period. Corrales will wrap it all the way back in. Adonazio from left to right on his post will watch Connor Horn take possession, chip it back out to center. And now Oklahoma State, with some momentum here, will start reversing this game's pace on Oklahoma. Seems like the latter half of this period has been played mostly in Oklahoma territory as it's wrapped around for Declan Martin. Martin for Blake will start up center ice, and he takes a big hit right by the Oklahoma State bench, kept the puck in deep, and Oklahoma is going to have a shot at possession here. Here's Payne behind the net, tried to work it out in front from Martin. Play is still there, is Nate Payne's shot. Rebound is there, and what a save by Thomas. 50 seconds to go, and Oklahoma State breaks back out to center ice. Barone walks in, he'll chip it out in front. Martin is there, and three Cowboys converge on them. Play back up to center, 36 to go in period number 1. Demanchuk had it chipped away by Thompson. Now Swearingen will look up ice, play it in, deflected away, and Sinclair puts a big hit on. Here's Swearingen. He'll dump it all the way around. 18 to go now as the period starts to wind down. Budnick plays it back out to center, plays it off Thompson, gets it back for himself, and tried to chip it for Owen. He wasn't home, but the Cowboys break into the zone. Here's Thompson. He'll chip it in as the rest of his teammates tag up. Sooners have possession by the blue line, and Demanchuk plays it near side, and that is how we conclude period number 1. 2-1 in favor of Oklahoma. They lead their arch-rival Cowboys after the first period of play. We'll be back in a few moments here on OU Hockey TV with some intermission coverage.
Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
More than a university, we are a promise to inspire, to demand more from ourselves, and be leaders on a global scale. A promise to create, to solve the world's most complex problems, and to give back to our communities. At OSU, we are a promise to forever be loyal and true. Here at the nation's premier land-grant university, orange is the answer.
Welcome back to Oklahoma hockey here on OU Hockey TV. Just seconds to go on the intermission clock. Both teams have been reintroduced onto the ice here in a 2-1 game. Oklahoma leads it after 2 early goals. The Cowboys struck back late in the period, and it really did feel like OU controlled it for the most part, I think. But towards the end, Oklahoma State got the momentum they needed, and as they're introduced back onto the ice, you can hear the reaction here. This is a mostly orange building today.
Yeah, a great opening scoring from Connor Horn and from Matthew Demanchuk, the young freshman on the Sooner squad, really able to set the tone. And the Sooners look great defensively early on in this game, but a little bit of a miscue there at the end allowed number 98 from the Cowboys, Matthew Budnick, to score the goal to cut this lead in half for the Cowboys. Carried some momentum with them heading into the second period. The Sooners are going to look to combat that and hopefully get things back on their side, and hopefully play a little bit better in Adanazio, who I would have to say has done great in net considering all the pressure that's on this matchup.
Yeah, and especially considering what happened last year in this matchup. For Trey having a puck, just a bad bounce, get by him in overtime, something that even the shooter didn't expect to go in. No one in this arena was really ready for that, just 51 seconds in. But we're about set to go here, period number 2, 20 minutes back on the clock. And the BOK Center starting to rock and roll once again. Center ice seats slowly filling up before the Oilers play later on this evening. And Oklahoma State wins back a second period faceoff draw and plays it in deep, where Jake Barone will spin with it behind Trey Adanazio. Sooners going to attack from right to left across your screen during this period. As Oklahoma State involved in a 2-on-1 battle, a shot from Corrales is handled by Adanazio. And his first challenge of period number 2 is an easy one.
Yeah, first challenge that came in pretty lightly for him. Nothing too difficult. Not quite the quality of some of the other shots that he's faced, and for the most part kept out of the net tonight. And the defense will look to continue to be strong in front of him to help make his job a little bit easier.
So Martin along the boards tries to drive in past 2 Cowboys, couldn't do it. And now William Blake will dump it in all the way around Jason Thomas. Cowboy netminder will watch Nate Payne try to take away from 2 OSU defenders. Corrales wraps it all the way back into neutral ice, and the Sooners return the favor. Noisemakers in the arena here going wild below us as Oklahoma State chases a puck into Oklahoma territory. Connor Horn will lay a check on in the corner. Carson Glass fighting for it. 12-minute intermissions here this evening as Hunter Howell lays a finishing check on his man in the corner. Sooners chip it back out to center ice. Think this will be icing, and it is.
In that 12-minute intermission you mentioned, only a 3-minute difference from what the Sooners are used to at Arctic Edge, but it could definitely make a world of a difference in terms of preparing yourself after a disappointing end for the Sooners to that first period. But they still remain on top right now and are looking to get some more offensive zone time, as right now they're playing mostly defense against OSU.
So Glass to the face-off dot. He will try to fight off a couple of Cowboys. Howe in the slot. Puck is loose, and a quick shot catches somebody up high. It's in the feet of Glass. I believe that caught Blake Owen. It did. And now Hunter Howe will wrap it around Demanchuk. At center ice now, the puck finds Hunter Howe deep in OU territory. He backtracks in and will watch play develop ahead of him. Budnick deflects it back into offensive territory here as Oklahoma State out of the gate here has found their legs in period number 2. Howell play back out to center. Demanchuk, baseball style, will knock that one out of the air. Puck is still loose. And now Connor Horn plays it to his backhand. He'll leave it for Hunter Howe, fakes a slat pass, and now deposits it back out to center. Chipped down by Demanchuk. And now Wrap to the opposite side of the ice. Here's Howe. He'll start his engine on the near side to us and dump into Oklahoma State territory. 4 Cowboys will close in on the puck and wrap it back out to center. Deflected by Connor Horn. Mondu will forward it ahead once more, and now the Cowboys work in. Here's Duhay. He'll get to his forehand. He'll shoot one blocked. Rebound is there, and Atanasio jumps on that one.
The first real challenge of this period for Atanasio. A great save there in front of the net as the Cowboys started to gain some momentum in the zone. And it was smart to cover that rebound to protect it. The rebounds have been something that have bit the Sooners a little bit throughout this season, and keeping those clean in front of the net will definitely help them lessen the goal totals for the other teams.
So we expected a high-scoring affair here this evening. Just 3 total on the board so far. As Barone exits the defensive zone, he'll chip it in deep. That one caught the netting, and we'll reset things as another fan gets a souvenir.
The nets here are quite different from back in Edmond, which the Sooner hockey program calls home. They don't go all the way up, but then again, this is a professional arena for the Tulsa Oilers, so fans have to be a little more aware of pucks that are flying out of the playing field, so to speak.
One more thing to keep your eye on, we do see the professional trapezoids behind the nets here in BOK Center. Those are not in play tonight. The goaltenders can still play the puck in the corner should they choose. That rule doesn't exist in the ACHA. As Connor Horn wraps it around Cavalcanti, waiting on it. As Duhay plays it in deep once again. Here's Kuhn looking for a friend. He'll try to put it into the slot. Cavalcanti picks that one up, and he'll start his horse out to center. Icing is waved off as the Sooners can't keep it onside, and Oklahoma State breaks out with a potential 3-on-2 if they hurry. Kuhn walks in. He shoots one that Atanasio snares out of the air.
A nice grab, and you can see the reaction there from the Sooner fans in the crowds. Proud of their junior netminder, Trey Atanasio, for making a nice snag there. The Cowboys weren't really able to take advantage of that potential 3-on-2 opportunity. The Sooners have some speedy skaters on their squad and are normally able to catch up with opposing teams.
So Martin plays it off the boards. Here's Blake. He'll drive out to center, had the stick lifted, and now Nate Payne shoots and fires one, spinning around. It went wide, and Jason Thomas watches this one go back behind him. First action he's seen in a few minutes now. It's been all OSU to open up the second, as Oklahoma dumps it in deep once again. Puck is loose on the near sideboards and furthered in deeper into Cowboy territory. Payne is chasing, and now it's dumped back out to center ice. This is going to wrap all the way down to Atanasio's crease, and we get an icing call to stop things up.
So far in this period, it's felt like the ice has been tilted a little more in the Cowboys' favor, which is the opposite of what we saw in the first period. OU is taking a lot more defensive zone time right now, but they have an opportunity right here with the face-off in their offensive zone to get things back on their side and try to build on the lead that they have right now, as the shots are starting to even out a little bit, 13 to 8 in favor of the Sooners.
Right off the draw, Hunter Howe let a shot go. 14th of the game for Oklahoma, first in a while, and Best couldn't get a puck out into the slot. He was trying to find a friend, and now Mondu in behind, plays it to his backhand. Davidson couldn't wind. He does shoot one. I think that was blocked. It never found Jason Thomas, and now Oklahoma State will break out back to center. Sooners play it in deep once again. Oklahoma in possession. Here's Budnick, who had that hand in the goal scored earlier for Oklahoma State, puts it back out to center ice, and the Sooners will dump and chase. Best wheeling into the zone. He had Mondu cutting off the play. Neither Sooner can get a hold of it for now. As a backhand chance from Davison goes just wide, and Aaron Best will play it back into the center. Best on his backhand, wraps it around for Davison. Davison in the slot for Mondu. Mondu, backhander scores! What a goal! And Mondu's penchant for the dramatic continues in the final game of the season. Sooners up 3-1 midway through the second.
All 3 goals tonight so far have come from freshmen on this Sooner squad. And Ben Mondu, we've seen him throughout the season have an incredible breakout year in his freshman year, the first year on this squad. As the University of Oklahoma anthem plays out for the fans to sing along, cheer along to. Incredible work there by Ben Mondu to get that rebound and get something in that to pad and build on this Sooner lead.
So see the big Sooner Nation flag on the far side of the arena from us waving around, and the chants start again here at BOK Center, which, like we saw last year, filling up more and more as we go through this hockey game with the pending ECHL match in this building tonight. I'd like to give a thanks once again to the Oiler organization for helping put this on as Davison walks in, and Swearingen will clean up the loose change. Back to the point for Barone. Blake couldn't handle a puck there and shipped back out to center ice. Aerial feed is handled by the Cowboys, and they'll break in. It's Lambeau. Josh Lambeau tries to center a pass. No one was there, and Hollander plays it out for Davison. Davidson walking, shooting one that goes wide of everything. Was deflected out in front, never found anybody, and now Will Blake will chase into the zone. Jaden Caldwell plays it back to the point, went past everybody, and Duncan Hollander chases back into Oklahoma ice. Hollander plays for Horn. Will play it to his forehand around for Barone, and Barone back up for Aaron Best. Best for Will Blake, couldn't squeeze his way past the defense. Zachary Jones lays a hit on him, and it's wrapped around Wyatt Kerr. Kerr out to center ice. Corrales was able to one-touch it out, and here's Clevenger. Nice move to his feet. No call there. Oklahoma State fans want one that they're not going to get. Sooners may have gotten away with a trip, but Oklahoma State still pressuring. Duhay shot well wide on Azio. Needed to get back in position there, as Davidson will play it into the corner. Sooners trying to get out of their zone now as the Cowboys getting another spurt of momentum. Davidson able to play it out. Best couldn't play it through the legs of a defender, and he'll try to speed his way around. Blown tire on the far side. Ice is slippery, guys. And now Mondu with a chance to get possession back from the Cowboys. Wyatt Kerr, the one who fell down right there, will play it ahead. Davidson able to intercept, and a couple of Sooners collide. Here's Best walking in. Best, a sharp angle shot deflected. And he'll play into the corner. Here's Barone. Barone spinning, still has possession. He'll wind and shoot a shot well wide. He's looking to pick a corner up top as Hunter Howe will play it in. Here's Mondu. Mondu looking for Lowe. He calls for the puck. He winds and shoots one, saved by Jason Thomas. A high rebound will bound down in Oklahoma State ice. Sooners with a lot of pressure on this possession, but they can't extend the lead, and they do draw an icing call.
A lot of action up and down the ice from both teams. The game is starting to get a little bit more physical on this heated rivalry.
I think that shot caught Jason Thomas on the mask. It's a testament to the strength of the fiberglass those things are made of nowadays.
Exactly. It's very important that all these players remain protected.
Score off the draw, Andrew Lowe!
An incredible score there. Barely had time to start this period, this portion of play, excuse me. And Andrew Lowe notches a fourth goal for the Sooners. And what can you say? Another freshman from this squad, all four of them tonight. I mean, talk about making an impact this season. If this is the freshman class that we have going into next season, you can't help but think it's only going to get stronger.
You can't, and 4-1 now, 12:38 to go in the BOK Center. Sooner fans happy in Tulsa so far, but let's remember back to last year, this exact score in this exact building, the Sooners came back and forced overtime. 3 goals straight late in the third period from in that one as Goldstein breaks up the center. He evades a couple of defenders. He'll drive in, try to get it to his forehand. And now a big hit in the corner. Budnick will play it to his forehand. Cavalcanti lets him know what's up with a shoulder check into the boards. And Oklahoma State again will ice the puck.
And this is the type of response that you want to see from Oklahoma coming off of that late goal in the first period for OSU to cut the Oklahoma lead in half. You want the Sooners to continue to come out hungry and score these goals and not let them that tilt the ice in OSU's favor, and they've definitely done that so far, rebuilding that shot on goal lead and, more importantly, the 4-1 lead that they currently hold.
So thanks Sooners for letting Amy finish that time as 12:02 to go. Will continue play. Sooners still in the offensive zone here as Blake on his forehand finds Nate Payne. Payne back to the top for Horn. Horn this way for Howe. Howe winds and shoots one. Deflected in front, went off a skate. I think it caught Declan Martin. and has played back out to center ice. Here's William Blake, chops it down to his forehand, and will wrap it this way, trying to fight off Budnick, and now get some support from Connor Horn. Still haven't seen a penalty called in the opening half of regulation in this game. It's been a tight one, as Budnick shoots one tipped in front, nearly caught Atanasio napping. Defensive breakdown in the zone for the Sooners, but they play it back out to center. Here's Nate Payne with some space to work with. He'll walk in, pull it to his forehand, and shoot it wide. Sooners caught in a line change. They'll keep it onside. Owen on his backhand, plays it back out in the neutral ice. This one's going to find Atanasio's net, and so no risk of icing here. No, they will call it. I think Atanasio got a piece of that puck. But as it stands, we're going to bring it back into Oklahoma State territory. Their coaching staff not happy. And a groan from the crowd.
And it looks like Lambeau of Oklahoma State and Bassett there needing to be separated. And they will refer back to a little bit earlier. I don't mind being cut off during the call if it's for an OU goal. I think that'd be preferred, honestly.
So 11:09 to go as Carson Glass will take to the dot. Plays it off his skate. Couldn't get it away from the face-off circle. Now Demanchuk playing support will sweep in. Soccer style by Glass against the wall. He's double teamed by a couple of Cowboys, and it's played back to the point. Lambeau on his backhand swivels it this way, right below us. Owen tried to chip it through two defenders. He gets past Sinclair, and the backhand scores! What a goal! Wow, and the Cowboys have the Sooner lead with a stupendous move out in front from Blake Owen.
A great goal there to once again cut this lead in half, and that is why it was so important for the Sooners to notch those two additional goals. This OSU team is incredibly strong despite playing only in D2 of their respective league. They have a lot of talent on this team. That's why their captain has worked so hard, Jacob Thompson, to get this team to a place where they can focus on just playing hockey. A crucial goal for them to help them stay in it with a little more than half remaining in this second period.
And so life breathed back into the building for the OSU fans in attendance, and they are numerous, as really do here in Oklahoma. Kind of consider Tulsa to be more OSU than OU territory in the grand scheme of things geographically. 10:31 to go, 6 goals on. We're pacing over 8. And if you guys at the Hockey House are wondering, that was their prediction. One of the best podcasts here covering college hockey in the nation as Mondu forces a turnover in deep. And Aaron Best will work his way in. Couldn't get his stick to the puck. And it's played on the backhand back out to center ice. Oklahoma State gains the zone. Atanasio will watch as Corrales couldn't get it to his stick. Now Best works it to Mondu. Mondu plays it into the center. Best couldn't get it to his forehand. And this offensive line will once again retreat back as Oklahoma State pushes down the ice. Here's Clevenger, top scorer for Oklahoma State this year. Backhand into the slot, nobody home. Here comes a high shot from the point, blocked in front. Campbell will wrap this one all the way around Clevenger. First one there, wearing the cream alternates for Oklahoma State tonight. Another backhand shot goes wide of Atanasio. And Jake Barone will play it on his forehand back out to center ice. Cowboys tag up. They still have possession. Now turned over to Barone. Barone will work it in. This will not be icing. It's waved off late. Campbell picks it up and plays it off the boards. Cavalcanti in deep, applying pressure. Will try to steal it away from Campbell. He does. Here's Cavalcanti to his backhand. He'll circle. Forehand shot blocked in front. Couldn't get it away. Glass tried to put it back to the point. Stolen by Owen, the most recent goal scorer for Oklahoma State, and he'll drive in. Blake Owen on the forehand, has some space and plays a sharp angle shot off Atanasio. Rebound is there, and it looks like we might be getting our first call of the game here.
Yeah, with 9:01 into the second period, surprising that we have not seen any penalties yet. Blake Owen's looking dangerous, climbing up the neutral zone into Oklahoma territory, but Atanasio being extremely aware and doing a great job in net as he gets a fist bump from Goldstein in front, from saving them from a potential another goal.
So no penalty on the play. Armband's arm was up afterwards, but they'll play it back out to center ice, and a one-touch pass for Tristan Glass, and he'll play it on his backhand for Andrew Lowe. Sooners are forced back out to center ice, and the Cowboys will reset deep in their own territory. Zachary Jones will wind it back out to center. Barone couldn't control it, and it's tipped back out right near the blue line. Best fights through a check. He'll get it out to center and played back for Goldstein. Goldstein on his forehand, one of the fastest players in Oklahoma. Wouldn't know it if you look at him. Nearly broke away by himself. Chaos in the neutral zone still as puck, no one can find possession. It's out for Cavalcanti. He'll drive in, pressure from behind, drops it for low, and a poke check by Jason Thomas saved the goal. Sooners still pressuring Cavalcanti, and it looks like this will be the first call of the game. We get an interference as Cavalcanti was circling.
A great poke check there, like you mentioned, by Thomas in net for the Cowboys. And you have Cavalcanti there right in front of you. It could be extremely dangerous. And it looks like it's going to be Tristan Glass heading to the box for Oklahoma. This will set up a Cowboy power play.
And a big one at that in the grand scheme of this game. Shot on goal total 18-11 in favor of Oklahoma as the Boot Barn penalty box shows up here at the BOK Center for the first time. Tristan Glass will sit for 2 minutes in a 4-2 hockey game. Oklahoma State able to seize some major momentum here should they capitalize. The draws to the right side of Atanasio, and the Sooners win it back. Payne tried to backhand it out of the zone, couldn't do it, and Dylan Kuhn keeps it in. Here's Blake trying to fight it away at the blue line. This play is onside, and the Cowboys can continue the attack. Corrales surveying. They'll play it in deep now where the Cowboys try to get this Oklahoma penalty kill moving. They were excellent towards the end of the year, both of these units that we see now. At the top, here's a shot from Jones, saved by Atanasio, and he kicks it away where it's cleaned up by the Sooners and played all the way down the ice. .7:31 to go in period number 2 as Oklahoma State works it back into the Sooner territory. It's played at the blue line. Official went down on the play. That's the yelp you hear from the crowd. And Oklahoma State will regain possession and wrap it into OU territory. Nearly half the penalty time up now. Sooners get possession back. They'll wrap it all the way down. Jason Thomas out of his net thinks about playing this one. He'll leave it instead for Zachary Jones. 50 to go on the power play. 7 minutes left in period number 2. As we're nearly 2/3 of the way through this chapter of Bedlam on Ice. Blake Owen, he'll break in, shoot one off the shoulder of Atanasio. Rebound is there, and Clevenger couldn't get it away. Whistle is blown after the fact.
An incredible series of plays there by Atanasio to keep that out of the back of his net. Reflecting off the shoulder pad, like you said. Dangerous situations, almost getting down into the splits there to try and protect any wraparound potential plays by the Cowboys. With 38 seconds remaining on this penalty.
And what a special calendar year of 2024 it's been so far for Trey Atanasio, undefeated as a starter heading into this game. He did serve in relief for Brendan Culbertson Bond last Friday night against UCO. That loss will not be credited to Atanasio, though, and his record stays perfect since the year turned over. Just 2 of 13 have gotten by him so far tonight as Blake Owen behind his own net will survey with a sliver of power play time left. 12 seconds now as the clock continues to wind, and it's played in deep. James Doon in the zone as Blake Owen had to escape his stick. Power play time is up. A shot from the point was deflected, and Barone taken down behind the play. Body still spilling, and Oklahoma State will retain possession. Barone locked in combat now with Matthew Budnick, and Budnick goes down. No whistles, and Nate Payne will continue play back out to center. Penalty time is up, and Oklahoma back to even strength will get a full unit swap and dump the puck into Cowboy territory. Starting his horse, Gibson Duhay will dump it in behind Atanasio. Blake Owen on his backhand chips it in deep past Connor Horn. Hunter Howe cleans up the loose change back to the point. Lambo couldn't corral that one and plays it into center ice. Chipped ahead. Horn, a big hit at center ice, lays out his opponent in Cole Ansell. Physicality still going on as Oklahoma looking for a stretch pass to Tristan Glass. He lays a hit on Ansell for good measure. As number 8 in white tonight, taking a beating on this shift. Lambo, soccer style to himself, low, picks up the loose change drop for Cavalcanti. Sooners have numbers, but lose control of the puck. Now Glass, he'll work his way in, looks to his right side. He shoots one, deflected. Rebound is there, and he tries to fight to his backhand. Lowe will keep it onside. He'll spin and shoot one, kicked away with a purpose by Jason Thomas. Cavalcanti winding. He'll shoot one along the ice, looking for a tip, none provided. Chase after the puck, and he'll regain possession. Logo Cavalcanti, a one-man show on this shift. Lowe is in on the play as well. It finally evades Oklahoma ice and will be dumped all the way back out near Atanasio. Arm will stay down for icing. Puck tag. No, they'll call it late. Barone had touched up, and again, confusion from the Cowboy bench as these late icing calls become a storyline once more.
Yeah, very much reminiscent of that series 2 weekends ago against the University of Utah, where Utah felt they were slighted a bit by some late icing calls. The same feeling right now for OSU, with some incredible chances there by Oklahoma to try and add to their lead. But Jason Thomas in net has looked pretty solid for the Cowboys despite those 4 goals that he's let up. I mean, he's definitely kept this lead from ballooning for Oklahoma with an incredible display of athleticism between the pegs.
So Bassett at the blue line, backhands it in. He was looking for Mondu, not available. And Tristan Davison looked for him to try to get on the score column tonight. Speaking of freshmen that have been impactful, puts it out in front for Best, whose shot goes wide. Would have been number 5 for a first-year player. Best again will walk. He'll wind it around the cage. Pass Thomas, tried to wrap. Chance rebound is there, and great save. Tristan Davison's shot was deflected out in front. I don't know who got it. It was either Thomas or a defender out in front. Duhé was the closest. And it's dumped back in. Mondu, after a long shift, will chase it in to apply pressure. Sooners will keep it onside. And chase after this one. Played back out to center. Connor Horn will gather. Oklahoma State going off for a partial change. And a one-touch pass from Mondu, unattainable. Duhé winds it all the way in. Corrales will take a hit from Carson Bassett to keep the puck in deep. Davison digging away, trying to knock the puck free, and Tristan Davison will. He's taken down behind the play, and this is going to be a Sooner power play. Corrales takes a hit from Connor Horn after the fact. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The pleasantries have concluded at the BOK Center.
As the fighting is taken to the glass, even Atanasio got out of his net at one point to try and break things up between one of his teammates and a Cowboy. And we will see how the refs decide to dish out these penalties. Right now it looks like a power play for Oklahoma as number 16 Coulter Clevenger heads into the penalty box for Oklahoma State.
Clevenger ended up being a major problem for the Sooners last year, and now in the box, one of the leading scorers, as we mentioned for Oklahoma State, will sit down as the first penalized member of this Cowboy club tonight. Sooner power play has been streaky this year. If you're just joining us, they have been good in bunches, is how we'll put it here on the air tonight. They have scored multiple times in a game, more often than they've scored once. And they've also been held scoreless more often than they've scored once. So an all-or-nothing power play unit where the Sooners chips it over the boards immediately with 3:16 to go. Another souvenir here for a fan.
As you mentioned, the Sooners are streaky on the power play so far this year. They're going to want to really try to capitalize on this opportunity. They did a great job on the penalty kill, keeping OSU from scoring any further, but now they're going to want to pad to that lead, especially building off of the struggles they had on the power play last weekend against UCO.
So after swallowing the whistles, these officials have called 2 penalties in the last few minutes. Now both of them were pretty clear and obvious calls to make, but still stands to be noticed that the first 2 of the game as Mondu walks in with a backhand shot that Jason Thomas will cover and hold on to as Aaron Best crashed in.
Good work so far from the Sooners. A short stint by them so far, with 1 minute and 40 seconds still remaining on this first power play for the Sooners.
Just under 3 minutes to go in period number 2 as the Sooners win it back cleanly. Howe will work it to his forehand at the blue line and walk the line. Looks this way for Aaron Best, and he'll come into the corner for Mondu. Mondu trading paces now with Tristan Glass back up top for Howe. Howe again, he'll fake a shot this way for Glass. Now back up top again, and the Cowboys are able to wind it all the way back down the ice. Atanasio out of his net to play this one. He will leave it behind the net for Hunter Howe. So Howe, in a line of 4 gray jerseys, gets it to Sinclair, who wraps it all the way around. Andrew Lowe wins a skate race and leaves it for William Blake. Blake will work it behind the net, looking for a wrap chance, none provided by Jason Thomas in the Cowboy defense, as Barone back up top for Blake. He puts it in deep for Best, nothing doing there. It was pushed away by Caldwell. He tries to wrap it around the boards, took a funny hop, and Sinclair will keep it onside for the moment. It's finally worked back out. 35 to go on the power play, 1:52 in the period, and Jake Barone will circle away behind Trey Atanasio.
And it seems like on this power play so far, the Sooners haven't really been able to set themselves up to get the best shots possible. They have a lot of incredible talent on this team, some great shots, but they need to get them set up in order to have a better chance at getting past an incredible goaltender in Jason Thomas.
Thomas, top netminder this year for the Cowboys, as Blake on the near side will play it in deep. Davison surveys back up top for Barone. Barone holding on to that puck. He'll play it far side for Sinclair. Sinclair whiffs on a shot. He fanned it. And now a potential breakout for Clevenger. Puck was pointed all the way down the ice. No risk of icing, and he'll win the race to it. Clevenger will center it out in front. Davison, a nice stick lift, will keep Budnick away from it. Rebound opportunity was played off of Atanasio, and the Sooners survive this one. Another chance forwarded in. Here's Blake with his head up. We'll chip it over Clevenger. Back up to center ice. Corrales chasing after this one. Davison will fake a forecheck opportunity and go off for a change. Barone this side for Glass. Wrap it around on his backhand. It caught Andrew Lowe. And now all the way into Oklahoma State territory. Chaotic sequence at center ice. Now Glass forces a turnover, and a long shot is held onto and dropped back out for Gibson Duhay. Howe shoots one blocked. He picked it up at the blue line, and the Sooners again force a turnover. Here's Demanchuk. He'll go back for Howe. Howe all the way across for Connor Horn. First goal scorer of the night with a shot tipped in front. Nobody home for that one to try and put it away, as Duhay will put it back out to center ice. Connor Horn for Hunter Howe. 6 seconds to go in the period. Howe will play it off the wall. This may be icing, and it is with 1.2 left in the period, so we'll drop it in front of Atanasio and see what happens with the Cowboy attack.
Quite a long stint of play there. Unfortunate for the Sooners to not make any progress on that power play. That was something that Coach really emphasized this week during practice, preparing for these games, that when the opportunity is given to them, they need to capitalize it. They need to try and score more goals on the power play, have more consistency with them. But no harm, no foul, as the Sooners hold a 4-2 lead, and the period comes to a close.
So a tie-up on the face-off dot. Tristan Glass able to force the Cowboy to one knee in the circle. So Oklahoma heads to the locker room up by 2, 4-2. They've both doubled their tallies from the first period, and we'll step aside once again on OU Hockey TV. We've got friends in low places here in BOK Center. We'll be right back.
Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
Welcome back, BOK Center in Tulsa. 13 to go in the intermission. Oklahoma men's basketball and Oklahoma State men's basketball facing off right now. 12.5 to go in overtime in that game. We're going to keep you updated on it through the beginning of this third period. Hope you're ready to go here. 20 more minutes on the clock for Bedlam on ice in 2024. And we are back underway here in the BOK Center as these two arch-rival schools face off again. Declan Martin will chase a puck into the offensive zone here as Jones plays it behind the net. Jones near side will have it to Campbell now. Goldstein chases after Matt Kuhn on the boards, and now it'll be played by William Blake. Blake behind his own netminder here to Barone, who plays it up, trying to get it out of the zone, couldn't do it. Clevenger, he'll drive in, put one out in front. Nobody was home. Couldn't get a shot away. As OU looks like they've won the basketball game. Apologies. And on a last-second three-pointer, Barone will get it to his forehand. Apologies for the delay in audios. We just got the news there. Best takes a hit from behind, stays on his feet, and will gather it to his forehand. Now Thompson plays it one off of Goldstein's mask and into the corner. 18:47 to go here in period number 3. Barone will play it around for William Blake. Dewey behind his own net has Aaron Best applying pressure. Davidson, tight turn, couldn't get to the puck, and Thompson plays it off the wall behind Atanasio, and another icing call as it came out through the blue paint. No danger, and we'll take it into Oklahoma State territory.
And as you mentioned briefly before, taking it away from the ice and down onto the court, Oklahoma with the win in Stillwater against the Cowboys on the court, 84-82. A great win. I know a lot of Sooner fans were definitely nervous going into that matchup, especially since they barely escaped with the win in Norman. But great to see them complete the season sweep.
So Mondu plays it in deep for Davison. Davison on his backhand, had it taken away, and returns the favor. Oklahoma State will get it into their possession now, coming near side Budnick. Best will on his forehand, bounces off of Duhey, and he'll drive into the zone. Duhey walking, shooting one, swallowed by Atanasio.
And while the Sooners on the hardwood might have won in overtime fashion, Atanasio does not want to take this game into overtime for a second year in a row. Another great block and able to keep the puck down in front of the net to maintain this lead right now for the Sooners. I think he would like to finish this game with the nice 2-goal cushion that he has now, or potentially hope his team makes it even greater.
So to hold the Cowboys to 2 after allowing 3 and 5 last year would be an accomplishment for the young netminder who has patiently put so much work in this year behind Culbertson Bond, who we mentioned taking the record of ice time for the Sooners this year in the goalie position. Atanasio's minutes, although they have been few and far between throughout the regular season, they were quality minutes, and he's showing it again tonight here. 2 goals on 15 shots here, 17:52 to go to keep that one in the bag for him.
And it's great to see the relationship between these two netminders. Although Culbertson Bond has led in minutes, he is always super excited and encouraging of Atanasio whenever he gets the chance in net. And you can see how that's helped Atanasio up his game and get opportunities to start in big games such as this one.
So we talked to Tyler Huberty on Thursday evening after the Sooner practice, and he said that Atanasio has been ready as Blake walks in with a shot snared by Jason Thomas, who was also ready for that one.
Yeah, he's looked solid so far in net. And it actually looks like it might be Max Lewis in net this period for the Cowboys. Difficult to see up here from our vantage point. Jason Thomas wears number 30. Max Lewis wears number 31. And now he is getting the opportunity for the Cowboys.
That 0 is rather skinny on the jersey, so apologies if it does take a minute to confirm. And looks like that is a 0 on it, so
it
yes,
is a 0.
Jason Thomas still in net for the Cowboys. Our normal liaison downstairs, unavailable today to make the trip to Tulsa with us, but we will keep you updated if any lineup changes do occur throughout the game. And Goldstein Tried to feed one in deep. It got deflected way up into the air, and Jones plays out on his backhand around. To begin by Maltekun, and he will play it back out for Corrales. Clevenger diving in on the play, couldn't get his stick to the puck. And now Carson Glass will break out to center. Glass, far side for Sinclair. He wraps it in, but he's ruled offside.
So far, a relatively neutral period in terms of ice time. At the start of this third, neither team has taken too quickly or gotten too many shots off. And Oklahoma, as we've talked about throughout the season, Coach Arvanitis wants Oklahoma to have around 30 to 40 shots per game and limit the opponent to under 20. And so far, a little more improvement on the shots on goal would meet that. But with the 4-2 lead, I can't say he's probably disappointed at all.
No, and the Sooners here, with what they call the most dangerous lead in hockey, will have to play quality defense and keep their foot on the throttle. For interested parties, it was Xavier McCollum who scored the game-winning basket for Oklahoma, fading away at the buzzer to take down Oklahoma State in Gallagher-Iba. So Owen, he'll walk in, tried on that Michigan deke behind the net. Couldn't get it onto his tape and took a couple of hits behind there in return. Now another opportunity breaking in. Sooners are able to pull down James Doon, who was breaking in, as Best takes a big hit. Body starting to fly again in front of us on the near side as Howe slaps one in. Jason Thomas will play it back behind for Campbell. On to near side, Lambo had his pocket picked. Here's a low shot deflected along the ice. And so this one finds its way out of play after a deflection. Thomas will watch it go out, and both teams a much needed line change after a chaotic shift.
Yeah, a great hit by number 21, Thomas Lambo on OSU, on freshman Aaron Best. Looked like it could have escalated to more, but both parties decided better of it. And as you mentioned earlier, Oklahoma holds the dreaded 2-goal lead, so I'm sure Best was not eager to get into the penalty box. And of course, for Lambo coming from behind, he doesn't want to put his team at a disadvantage.
Has been a rather calmly called game by the officials as Lowe breaks in. Cavalcanti tried to get it to his forehand. Swearingen wraps it this way for Glass. Glass will work it around. It's now Cavalcanti pinned to the boards. He breaks free, and the Sooners have the puck once again. It's Bassett. Bassett walks, shoots one deflected. Looks like someone's stick broke. It was Lambo on the play. He'll get some new lumber as the Sooners will reload onside. That puck caught the top of the Glass netting move. We're not going to have that one blown dead. And play continues. Here's Glass working along. He'll try to work his way around his defender. Does. It's Campbell. And now spins to buy some space. Glass afforded the space, and Lowe got a shot away from the bumper spot that went high. I think Thomas got a piece of that with his glove. Bassett again, a cross-corner dump. Lowe on his horse, racing in after the Cowboys. He'll push the puck away, and now Cavalcanti in the corner. Cavalcanti near side. Great pass and a feed, and a great save by Jason Thomas on Will Blake. Blake knocking on the door, had an open net, and Thomas got across from left to right. Cavalcanti now along the far sideboards will spin with the puck, has it on his forehand. Blake circling with him, he'll find Will Blake. The top for Barone. Barone shot blocked by Clevenger. Puck is bouncing in the slot, it's still available, and 3 Cowboys will push it back to the blue line. Cavalcanti holds it on his slap shot, deflected. Rebound is there for Lowe, and a save made by Thomas, his best of the evening.
Lowe trying to secure his second goal of the night after scoring the most recent goal for the Sooners, but Thomas closing that door with authority, with a little help from his defense.
Jerseys on the guys' backs tonight. Make sure you're there in the River Spirit Lounge outside of Section 101 for our jersey auction.
So William Blake tried to win the draw forward. Cowboys got possession of it, and Martin will get it onto his stick. A back pass from Blake, nobody available. Carson Bassett had to jump over his stick, and Clevenger pushed it out to center. Nate Payne makes a nice defensive play and will dump it across corner into Oklahoma State territory, but ruled an icing play. He wasn't past center ice yet.
Great job by the Sooners there to apply some pressure, but nothing working so far. Some incredibly acrobatic plays by Jason Thomas in net. And now it's the Cowboys' opportunity to try and cut this lead and climb back out. Still 14 minutes remaining in this third. And with the talent that they have on their roster, it's not impossible to mount a comeback.
So, done right below us will work it around the Oklahoma zone. He'll play it back to the point. Puck is bounced off the wall. Now Clevenger behind the net. He'll evade William Blake. Look for a friend. Finds one up top. He finds Kerr. Kerr this way for Jones. Jones shot deflected and saved by Atanasio. Handled again. Dunn's shot pushed away by Atanasio. He makes a couple in quick succession. And it's right back around for Clevenger. Clevenger on his forehand. It's played in for Blake. He'll get it back to his forehand now and work it back out of the Oklahoma zone. He finds Martin this way with some space, and Declan Martin crosses center ice. He'll dump it in and go for a change. Blake back-to-back with a defender. Couldn't steal the puck away. Sooners caught in the middle of a line change here, and Oklahoma State's going to play it forward aggressively. Breaking in Atanasio with a diving poke check, and he's going to force the danger away. Goal scorer breaking in. Blake Owen, he has a score tonight. As Brendan Davidson chases this one into the Oklahoma State zone. It's played all the way back out through center ice, and everybody on their horse chasing this one to Jake Barone. Barone for Hollander played it off his stick. This play is offside. Whistle was blown late, and a Cowboy takes a tumble.
Yeah, James Dunn not too happy with that call there, but appeared to be offside to the officials. An interesting dive there by Atanasio, but he felt it was the best course of action to take to prevent another shot by OSU, and it worked out well in his favor, and you could hear the reaction of the audience here at the BOK Center in Tulsa to that interesting play that you don't see very often.
So off the draw, a steal forced by the Cowboys and a tight shot on Atanasio. Rebound is there, and they score! It's a one-goal game with 12:33 to go! And the excitement from the Cowboys, as it looks like Matthew Budnick scores his second goal of the night. Like we talked about earlier, this Cowboy squad is nothing to mess with at all. They have an incredible amount of talent on them, and that shot was just able to sneak up and outsmart Trey Atanasio in net for the Sooners and bring this to a one-goal lead for the Sooners with 12 and a half minutes remaining in this third period. You knew you were going to get a push, and about halfway through the third period, here it comes. These next few minutes will be crucial in deciding the end of the Sooners season. Demanchuk upended on his way into the offensive zone. Sinclair plays it around. Sooners responded well the last time they were scored on, too quick of their own in succession. And Demanchuk will watch one play off the boards. Here's Sinclair to his forehand. He'll find Demanchuk behind the net. He wraps it out in front. Clever play, but it was cleaned up well by Zachary Jones. And now the Cowboys starting to get a bit of their swagger back. Driving in now, Owen. He'll work his way in. He's got a goal and an assist tonight now. After the last play, Sooners clean that one up. And Sinclair will head up, look up the ice, and dump it out to center. Demanchuk off the shin guards of Kerr. Wrapped around once again for Zachary Jones. Turned it over. Here's Glass out in front. Sinclair and a great save. Rebound is there, and another one by Jones. It's still loose, and the whistles are blown. Puck is out of the net, and the Cowboy netminder stands strong.
An incredible job there by Thomas to remain calm in net. So many rebound opportunities. You saw his arm snap back there, likely trying to catch the puck out of the air. And he was down for quite a while, and so were many Sooners and Cowboys before the refs finally blew the whistle to call the play dead. Incredible effort to stay composed. He wants to keep his team in the game as the refs readjust the goalpost on its pegs. But a great job all night by Thomas and net to prevent OU from mounting an insurmountable lead. And now he's got his team exactly where he wants them, with the ability to potentially come back. But the Sooners are looking to not let that happen.
So puck is dropped in Oklahoma State off the draw, breaks out 2-on-2, a 3-on-2 if they hurry, and into the zone onside. Lambo stops up his drive, and Swearingen behind the net will calmly play it for Mondu. Doesn't escape the zone. Atanasio kicks a puck out. 11:18 to go in regulation time tonight. This one's played all the way into Oklahoma State territory. And now the Sooners want to play some of their tightest defense of the season in a game that really is all for the emotional aspect of it. These are two teams that don't like each other, two fan bases that don't like each other. And now just a handful of minutes to decide this season for both of them. Oklahoma State just around 500 this year. The Sooners with their first winning record in 3. neither of them participating in the postseason officially, but this exhibition game matters nonetheless. Here's Best. He walks in and shoots one, and Jason Thomas, hot as a blowtorch, keeps that one out of the net.
And you can hear that in the crowd's energy right now, getting hyped up by Thomas in net. A good opportunity for Best, but unfortunately with two defenders right in front of him, and the amazing goaltending of Thomas for the Cowboys, not able to make much of that right now.
10:44 to go. Puck is dropped in a backhand pass right off the draw by Payne and escaped everything. Went through the blue paint and a tip shot in front. It was deflected away by Campbell. Cowboy defenseman making a nice play in front, keeping Jason Thomas' shot total from ballooning further above 30, which the Sooners have now hit. Goldstein, he'll wind, get the shot to his forehand, and now dump it in the corner for Payne. It's back up to Goldstein as they have a quick catch, and Goldstein will walk. He'll let one go on net, looking for a tip in the back door from Payne. Couldn't get one provided. Goldstein again, nice move at center ice. He'll shoot one from the high slot, deflected away by a couple of Cowboys in front. Couldn't see who that one hit, but nonetheless Clevenger comes away with possession, and he'll work his way out to center. He's taken down, no call on the play, and now Cavalcanti breaks in. Cavalcanti shot is blocked. Rebound there from Martin, and now Cavalcanti scoops it out in front. A great save by Mason Thomas. Another acrobatic stop by the Cowboy netminder. Here's Howe. Howe walking shot. Rebound is there. They score! Sooner magic in Tulsa, and Oklahoma is back up by 2.
A great job, and it looks like that goal will be handed to Will Blake. An incredible job by the Sooners. So much chaos in front of the net there, and like you mentioned, Caleb, some incredible acrobatic saves by Thomas in front of net, but the Sooners did a great job to continue to pester that area right near the crease, and eventually got one to go their way. Now it's 5-3 Sooners with 9:42 left in this third and final period.
So under 10 to go. We talked about how important the response would be. And now for the Cowboys, the pressure on to try and get this back down to a goal game. 9:33 to go. It was about this time last year that Oklahoma made it a 2-goal game in their quest to come back. So let's not count anybody out of this matchup yet. 9:19 to go now as the Sooners will dump it in cross corner. Cavalcanti chases it in, tries to get it to his forehand, and takes a big hit. He's leveled in the face-off circle, and Oklahoma State takes possession back. Cavalcanti to his feet, no worse for wear. Will play it on his backhand around Blake Owen. Now a return feed from Cavalcanti. That's going to get called. I think he's going to get a charge and interference for this one. Arm upon the official. 9 minutes to go, and this could be pivotal.
It is up to the Sooners to be on the penalty kill, and it will be as Logan Cavalcanti heads into the penalty box for the Sooners. They need to replicate what they did on their first penalty kill and not allow the Cowboys to get many shots on net. Adanasio has done great tonight, but you want to prevent the Cowboys from getting some of those pivotal chances from the point, from the blue line, from right in front of them, right in front of Adanasio in the crease. The defense has to be extremely aware and connected and communicating what they're doing in their positions to stop this powerful Cowboy power play.
So 9 minutes even on the clock. It was adjusted by the officials in the break. 8:54 to go now as it winds, and the Cowboys will break into Oklahoma territory. Barone out on the defense for Oklahoma. Takes a big hit from behind. No call there, and the Cowboys couldn't get possession back. Barone back to his feet, fighting off 2 Oklahoma State players, and Lambo will get possession behind Adanasio. Lambo out in front. Payne picked off his pass, and he'll play it off the wall. Get it all the way down to the Sooners, especially Barone can get a break. The intensity ratcheting up here as the Sooners' insurance goal being put to the test. Swearingen, last one back into Oklahoma State territory. 1:15 to go on the power play. 8:13 to go in regulation time now. Thompson will circle right in front of his netminder. Cowboy captain looking behind for a pass. Now he gets it and crosses center ice. Jacob Thompson will dump this one all the way around. First one there is a Cowboy player. Can't see, looks like it's Zachary Jones. It is, and he finds Thompson in the corner. Thompson winding. He'll look back towards the point. Can't find a play. Now he'll dump it up towards the blue line. This way Duhay. He'll wind, shoot one, deflected. Carson Glass couldn't get a stick to it. Now does, and pushes it all the way down to Oklahoma State ice. 7:41 to go. Under a minute left in this crucial power play.
The Sooners have done a great job so far, killing off a huge chunk of time with only around 30 seconds remaining, and no real opportunity for shots from the Cowboys right now.
Worked all the way around Howe. Well, backhanded, couldn't get it around the boards. Comes back the other direction now, working its way anti-clockwise around the Sooner zone. Reverses direction for Howe. Howe on his backhand, clears it all the way back down. 13 to go now on the power play. Oklahoma State not able to get much going so far. 6 seconds, and the line change left for Oklahoma. Cavalcanti to his feet in the box. Nobody home for that pass. Goldstein will play it to his forehand. He waits for Cavalcanti. He'll play it up ice for him, and he walks into the zone, lost his footing. And Zachary Jones will clean up the loose change and play it back out to center. Sooners got to get this power play unit off the ice here as soon as they can. Don't want to ice the puck here and leave yourself out there with a tired body. Davidson, he'll walk in onside. Sooners get a partial change here and some offense back out onto the ice. Here's Mondu. On his backhand, he'll play it, work it around for himself off the boards. Tight turn along the far side. He'll work it to Davidson. Davidson out in the bumper for Best. He wasn't home. And Tristan Davidson will reload back behind the net. Stolen by the Cowboys. Lambeau tried to force it back out of the zone, can't do it. And now it's worked further back in by Cole Ansel. Ansel took a beating in the second period from Oklahoma. Good to see him still on his feet out there. And working to try and get this into a one-goal game again. 6:11 to go as Best will work his way in. Aaron Best shoots one, saved by Jason Thomas.
And that puck flew high up into the middle section of the stands for some fans. And I don't think the Sooners could have thought up that power play any better. I don't think there were any shots on goal, and if there were, very few for the Cowboys throughout that 2-minute stint. Exactly what they needed to do. Make sure nothing got past them to Atanasio, and they still hold on to that 2-goal advantage. But there's still 6 minutes left, and we saw what OSU could do before, so they need to continue to downplay this and get some more offensive opportunities for themselves to prevent a comeback.
It was 14.1 seconds to go in the game when Nate Payne tied it last year. Cavalcanti will walk in. He'll shoot one right off the mask. Rebound is there, and I think Thomas has it covered. A rebound, no! No goal. The whistle was blown. Lowe was able to force it home on the backhand. That one is not going to count. 5:48 to go.
And Lowe does not look happy there, talking to the official on ice about the call. Maybe felt that the whistle should have been blown a little bit earlier, but another no goal for the Sooners right now. However, that signal came a lot quicker and sooner, ironically, for the officials to let the Oklahoma fans, players, and coaches know that there is no goal and the score will remain as it stands.
So on the draw, Glass gets tied up. Cavalcanti in support, couldn't work the puck free. And now a Sooner double team does along the boards. Lowe walking, drops for Cavalcanti. And he'll spin along the boards, works it in the bumper. His shot blockered away with authority. And now Swearingen's shot right through the blue paint, evades the post. It's played back out to center ice, 5:28 to go. And Atanasio with his arm up does get the icing call he needs. And he'll come back into Cowboy ice here. 35-19, the shot on goal total.
And the Sooners will refresh. Make a nice line change right now. Get those tired bodies off. If we see a different unit come on, all of them contributing extremely well to the Sooners' success tonight, and hope to continue to do so with 5:23 left in this third period.
So as the puck is dropped, a collision along the sideboards. This will not be icing. Puck didn't make it in time, and Connor Horn plays it in the corner. Horn to the middle, now Sinclair up the near sideboards, walks in, but he's offside. I believe it was Demanchuk on the far side who broke in a bit too early there, and we'll bring it back out to center ice. Sooners going to stick with their current unit, I believe, and they will.
Cowboys making a few switches from themselves, having that previous line out there for quite a lot of time, and they're going to need all the energy they can get to try and get some back.
So off the draw, it's wrapped around in the corner. Takes a funky hop off these lively inboards here at BOK. Demanchuk wraps it around as a couple of bodies fall below the goal line. 4:51 to go in regulation time. Cowboys looking for a pair as they wrap it down the ice. This is icing, and it comes back into OSU territory.
The Sooners have done a good job not allowing any shots on goal for OSU since that power play. Atanasio standing there in net. waiting for some opportunities to make another great save, but I'm sure he doesn't mind just watching his teammates play and try to add to the lead.
So Sooners back to the attack. Cavalcanti, a shot kick save by Thomas. Glass will reload. Lowe tried to play it across, couldn't do it. Glass is there, back, and he took a hit from behind by Thompson and will work his way back to his feet. 4:28 to go now on the big board here as the puck is iced once again by Oklahoma State. They'll keep this unit out on the ice. They've got to get a line change.
Exactly, and they've got to get something started here. These icings just allow more and more opportunities for Oklahoma to remain on offense, and that is not what they need now with this 2-goal deficit. They need to find a way to start something, get some shots on net. They have incredibly talented shooters on their team as that puck flies up into the net, back into the rink and out of play.
.421 to go in Bedlam on ice in 2024. It has been a pleasure to be here this evening. It's gone quickly for us up here in the booth as this one bounces off the side of the Oklahoma State net. Sooners clinging to a 2-goal lead here as Cavalcanti works it at the blue line. He'll wind it in. Stick handles, tries to find Glass for a deflection. He wasn't there. And away go the Cowboys out to center. Here's Lambeau. We'll keep an eye on Jason Thomas for the rest of this game, see if he wants to leave his net early. A play out in front, and it was cleaned up by the Sooner defense. Cowboys were knocking on the door, and Cavalcanti will force Thomas to stay in his net for the moment. 3:53 to go. Long shot from Cavalcanti, held onto by Thomas. He'll drop it on the side of his net for Zachary Jones, who looks up ice. Sooner defense still pressing. Barone holds it onside. Blake will play it in the corner. Space available for Cavalcanti. Nice move. He works it in, but lost control of the puck. And now a Sooner double team below the net, below the goal line will keep possession with OU. Goldstein shot deflected. Rebound is there, and Thomas will cover that one up as it skitters to a halt in front of him.
Cowboys almost had a great chance there in front of Adanazio and the Sooners, but unfortunately was not able to see it come to fruition. Only able to get one shot off since that power play, giving the OU the opportunity to potentially score more. They need to pick things up with 3:21 remaining as the clock continues to tick down, and I'm sure they're focused on it.
Every tick getting louder for the Cowboys now as the puck finds its way into the bench. Can't complain if you're OSU about this segmented type of play we've had in the last few minutes with it going out of play or an icing or an offside. Gives you a chance to breathe. Lets the kind of chaos of ice hockey take over a little bit and might play to your advantage, but you gotta get it in the offensive zone. As it's dropped here, Martin forces it in, puts a long shot on that's held onto by Thomas, and he will wait for a whistle.
When you talk about that segmented play, as we look back at the face-off and the easy shot from nearly from the blue line from Martin, it has to be a little bit frustrating if you're the Sooners. You want this clock to continue to tick and move down in their favor right now as they hold the 2-goal lead. But like you said, for Oklahoma State, it could work to their advantage, but they have to get something started soon.
So Clevenger in the center of his own ice will work towards the Sooner defense. He skips around Declan Martin and now loses his footing trying to take on Will Blake. Sooner sophomore will drive in, evades one check, and now this one cleaned up by Maltikun. Here's Payne, his shot swallowed by Thomas. He'll hang on for a whistle and stop things once more.
And while these shots might not be the most complex Thomas has faced tonight, it's great for the Sooners to try to pepper on any they can get. Something might slip through the cracks. Thomas has done great tonight, but now he needs help from his offense in front of him to try and set something up in front of Adanazio on the other side, who's standing in net, hasn't had much to do really in these past few minutes.
Something again that you want to keep an eye on, especially with a young netminder. You know, you come into these games, you speak to the coaching staff, it's really a mental mistake you might worry about with Trey not being in net as much as BCB. That's comebacks out in front of Thomas now. Mondu will wrap it into the slot. Here's Davison, couldn't get a shot away now. Best will, but it goes wide. Hunter Howe in the corner now, tries to forward it in deep. Jones is there, plays it soccer style, and held in the zone by Mondu. Mondu shot deflected, well out of play. 2 minutes to go on the dot now as the whistle blows.
And you have to think this is frustrating, not only for the Cowboy players, but their staff as well, as they might start to think about pulling their goalie. But you can't pull your goalie when when the Sooners' offense is exclusively in your zone for quite a while of the latter half of this third period. And if they want a chance to add that extra attacker, they need to get the team on the other side of the ice. And it looks like OSU will call a timeout. The coach is probably trying to look for another game plan, as the current one does not seem to be working for them.
So 5-3, the score on the ice, 2 minutes to go as we take a break. Cowboys call their one and only timeout of the game to talk things over here. Now with 2 minutes to go and ticking down, you can start to maybe assume that should OSU get into offensive territory, it'll be Jason Thomas making a quick exit to the bench and trying to get an extra attacker out there. It's how the Sooners made it happen last year, by pulling the goalie early. I'm not saying they want to work off that same strategy, but it has worked in the past, and you really got to get this first one as quick as you can to give your 6-on-5 offense a chance to set up.
Exactly, yeah, not many opportunities, only one shot on goal since the end of the power play for the Cowboys. This is a crucial point in the game with 2 minutes left. They need to give themselves more opportunity. They have too much talent on this team to waste the final 2 minutes of this game playing defense. When Thomas has saved them so many times, now it's their chance to repay their goalie with some goals, to try and take this to overtime or win the game. But so far, the Sooners are doing a great job in not letting that happen.
Cavalcanti out in front for Lowe. It was cleaned up. And now Oklahoma State will break out to center. Thomas slowly leaving his net and watching ahead as Oklahoma forces a turnover. They'll play it off the wall. Cavalcanti ahead looking for Lowe. Lowe can't work it in the zone. Sooners break in onside. Long stretch from Goldstein as he plays it in past Cavalcanti. 1:36 to go now in the hockey game as Lambeau will evade Andrew Lowe. He'll play it ahead for Clevenger. Clevenger tipped it in. No risk of icing here. And he'll play his opposite number, Barone, into the corner. Corrales is there too. Net empty for Oklahoma State. Now 6-on-5 the attack. Clevenger in the corner, double teamed by Glass and Goldstein. Sooners still trying to work out of the zone. They can't now. Oklahoma State keeps it in. 1:11 to go in regulation time. Barone behind his own net. Sooners get possession back here. It's caught in the skates of Goldstein. And Clevenger can't get a piece of it. Wrapped all the way around to the top. 1 minute left here in regulation time and in potentially the season for Oklahoma. Shot from the slot goes off the glass. No danger there for Culbertson-Bond. Clevenger has it lost into skates. 50 to go now. Back up at the point. Oklahoma State winds. Here's a shot deflected. Owen, he'll fire. Deflected. What a save! Adanasio says no!
An incredible laid out save there from Adanasio that we'll take a look at right now, as it looks like Blake Owen to be on the corner with that off the side shot. And Adanasio blockered that off. It wouldn't have won or tied the game for Oklahoma State, but Adanasio doesn't care. He wants to maintain this lead, have the 2-goal advantage. 42 seconds remaining in this third period. As things look positive for the Sooners.
Having to adjust his padding. Looks like he brought it loose stretching so far on that play.
It is always incredible to see the acrobatics of these goalies in net, especially in such a large, heavy, padded equipment. It's incredible that they still have such a great range of motion, but that's what makes watching them all the more impressive, especially when they make plays like Adanasio just did.
I think All-Star Weekend in the NHL should have a 3-on-3 goalie game where they play as skaters in full goalie equipment.
That would definitely be interesting to see. The speed of the game would probably be brought down a little bit, but you could get a lot of enjoyment, a lot of eyes on the All-Star Weekend that I'm sure the NHL would love. As the officials seem to be discussing what, I'm not sure.
So perhaps trying to make sure that the time on the clock is perfect. We've got it at 42.8 on the scoreboard in front of us. So the horn blows and Swearingen will make a couple of adjustments to Trey Adanasio's net on the far side of the ice from us. Sooners took their timeout. That's what we just heard. That is the reason for the delay. Officials weren't working on anything in particular, just allowing Coach Arvanitis and his boys in gray to talk things over here. 42 seconds to go, and you're going to see the best of the Cowboy attack here. Everything they've got left. Budnick in the draw against Blake. And the puck is dropped and played forward by Oklahoma State. Budnick gets to it first. He'll wrap it all the way around. Sinclair's the first one there in white. Mayhem along the boards as Clevenger will play it up. Sinclair again, he wraps it up, deflected, 29 to go now. It's Hunter Howe in the corner. He'll wrap it for Swearingen. Swearingen head up, finds Declan Martin. Moose will break out, he's got Will Blake, had it deflected away, and Declan Martin will push this one back into Oklahoma territory. Cowboys back on the puck now. Here's Jacob Thompson. Thompson centering out in front. The pass is there. Shot on. Atanasio to one knee, and he'll cover up in the zone. 6 seconds to go, and the Sooner netminder will stand strong again.
And with 7 seconds remaining in this third period, the Cowboys got a great opportunity, but unfortunately it's going to look like too little too late as they're starting to heat up. Atanasio has been impeccable in net tonight for Oklahoma.
7.4 the official clock. 4 seconds left here. Cowboys can't get a piece to it. Sinclair walks in, exclamation point. Sooners have taken Bedlam on ice in 2024. Their all-time record against Oklahoma State pushes to 2-0-1. And the season ends on a high note after a heartbreak on Wednesday when the national tournament was unveiled.
Exactly, after that heartbreak for the Sooners to not make it to St. Louis in the national tournament after some harsh losses to UCO. It's great to see them come out on top as Culbertson Bond dons the Cowboy hat on top of his head and shows some love to the younger netminder and Trey Atanasio, who had a great game. Made some incredible saves tonight. And you also have to give it up to the offense and defense of the Sooner team. They really played a complete game, showing flashes of the team that we saw in that Utah series 2 weekends ago. And it's great to see the Sooners end their season on a high note, and hopefully they can build on this for the beginning of next season.
And so after things die down here this evening, the Oilers will play. You can catch that ECHL matchup on Flow Hockey. If you'd like to see any more OU hockey content this year, one more production from us coming up after this weekend. Sooners take it 5-3. Hate to say, but we'll see you in September. Oklahoma hockey. A positive note to end 2023-2024. A thank you to our entire crew, to Brad Bassett, the general manager here of the Oklahoma Sooners, to the Tulsa Oilers organization, and Luke Hamilton, our liaison, helping put this great event together. We'll take one more break here on OU Hockey TV and be back for a short post-game coverage of Bedlam on ice.
Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
we won't keep you long. OU Hockey TV back here in the BOK Center, Tulsa, Oklahoma. The setting today as the Sooners defeat Oklahoma State 5-3 to conclude their season. We hope to see you soon back here on OU Hockey TV. It has been a great one. Once again, for Amy Acevedo, Lauren Simpkins, Britton Ross, Noah Jones, Christian Markey, Ben Dackiw, Parker Vent, and all of the staff that helped us out this year. We wish everybody in the arena a safe drive home tonight. And if you're watching at home with us, a fantastic rest of your Saturday night and weekend. Thanks for being there the whole ride this year, ladies and gentlemen. You've been watching OU Hockey TV.